Drew heads to a castle in Essex.
Oh, wow, look at this.
Where it's not just deals he's fighting over.
God, that's really great fun.
At an antiques emporium in Berkshire,
Superb stuff.
he takes a fancy to an unusual model.
I've dated worse.
And at an automobile memorabilia business in Lancashire,
There must be something in here that I can get you checked for.
Got plenty of stock in.
Drew drives a hard bargain.
£15.
Oh, I know. You don't have to sell them to me.
Drew Pritchard is one of Britain's leading decorative salvage dealers.
Oh, wow.
He searches this country.
This is starting to be our face. It's fabulous.
There's only one in the world.
How do you value that?
In his hunt for treasure,
And what do you want for it? 12?
he bargains hard.
8.5?
And there's nothing he won't buy.
Look at his little chaps. Look.
With help from his wife Rebecca
Lovely. OK, so that's a sale.
and a team of renovators, he transforms thousands of items from junk to gems. At the showroom and HQ in Conwy, North Wales, business is brisk.
Okay, so this is the racking. That's good.
Salvage expert Drew Pritchard is getting goods ready to send out to his clients.
Needs a bit more polishing, but we'll just get the buffer on it and just go over them like that. Bridge at home. They'll take up too much space.
Drew and T hit the road to go hunting. And today, Drew's been given a golden opportunity. Privileged access to a private stately home. 5 hours across the country in one of the most easterly counties in the UK.
We're in Essex! In it. I love Essex for lots and lots of reasons. It's like the big grown-up brother of Cheshire. It's as equally flash. Do you know what I mean? Yeah.
But the location Drew and T are visiting couldn't be further from the county's stereotypical image. They're heading to the spectacular Hedingham Castle, a large estate with a 900-year-old Norman keep. Set in 160 acres of parkland and gardens, is the sort of dream location that could deliver top-end items.
The castle was built by the De Veres, the Earls of Oxford, and the keep, which is the only surviving bit, was finished by about 1120. So it's one of the best preserved Norman keeps in Western Europe.
Descended from the Earls of Oxford, Jason's father inherited the estate in 1980, and Jason and Demetra moved into the 18th century mansion house next door 10 years ago, making it their family home and business.
Our bread and butter business, as it were, is this weddings, because it just makes the most romantic place for weddings in the world.
Ceremonies are held in the keep, where kings and queens have dined. Henry VII, Henry VIII and Elizabeth I have all been guests at Hedingham. Jason and Demetra are about to turn the current tea room into a full wedding reception area.
I think that's what it should look like. But actually, I think it should be sort of more sheepskin rather than wolfskin, and possibly less bare breasts.
This is lovely. It's gorgeous.
To raise funds for the renovations, they've invited Drew to the estate to see if there's anything he wants to buy that they want to sell.
It's all about trying to raise some money to get some of these projects further forward. Yeah. So.
Drew.
Demetra.
How you doing? Nice to meet you.
Hi, Drew. Jason, how are you?
Hi,
Hello to you. Hi.
Nice to meet you.
They're starting in the main house. But Jason and Demetra are taking Drew to the less formal rooms.
What's this? The old scullery kitchen?
This is the old kitchen, yes, from the 18th century.
Ooh, nice table. Has that always been here?
Yes.
You can see where they've been scrubbing the floor around it, so it's sort of
that's
worn
fun,
away at
isn't
the
it?
bottom of the leg. It's got a multiple pine plank top, pitch pine frame, double drawers down both sides with bone handles. Charming, untouched condition. Lovely.
It's
they've
got,
just scrubbed and scrubbed and scrubbed.
Hilarious drawers with all the old kitchen utensils from about 400 years. And when we used to use this as a kitchen, we used to play Guess the Utensil game.
What's that? That's ice cream, isn't it? Melon.
No, I think that's...
Or melon.
Was it? Okay.
Butter patter.
Butter
Yeah.
rolling.
Building, is it?
No, I think it might leave the building because this might become a sort of billiard room or something, but I don't think it's going to leave Headingham.
Was there anything else in here? That fire guard there, do you use that one at all?
I mean, they're sort of not used upstairs
It's
obviously
not.
anymore, but
We
they
don't
kind of,
need it, do we?
but they just, again, they're slightly part of Headingham.
If it's been part of the history of the place, it's been part of the history. We'll
slightly
have
has,
to
yeah.
keep looking then.
Yes, I'm afraid so.
Okay, all right. When I see something from an estate and somebody's like, well, I'm not sure, I'd rather not push it. I'm here to buy stuff, but I'm not here to sort of take the history away. I'd rather just leave it. There's something else to buy.
With the main house off limits, Drew is given access to the storage attic rooms up on the top floor.
Okay, this is what we call the fly room. For obvious.
They're stored doesn't mean they're unloved. It's just,
That's a rather nice chair, you know.
yeah.
That's 18th century. There's some decent bits of furniture. I can see why you've kept most of it. Like that one, for instance. That's a nice chair.
Because they used to be in the old kitchen.
If I'm given the opportunity to get into these houses and look around, you have to. It'd be stupid of me to walk up to the door and go, oh, it's a bit full. You sure I'm all right clambering all over this, yeah?
Yes,
You know,
as long as it
good luck.
feels
It feels...
reasonably strong.
Oh, that's got some writing on the bottom. What's that say?
Bugger off, Pritchard. Strange, how did they know?
So what sort of chairs are you looking for?
Expensive ones.
Yeah.
Yeah. And it's trying to find those ones that I'm always after. I've got my sights set on wanting something either 18th century or top-notch upholstery from the 19th century. I want one or the other today. Unfortunately, in that room, that means I've got to dig all the way to the back of it. But what I'm trying to get to is the ones down the back. It would be, wouldn't it?
He's determined, isn't he?
He is.
Yeah. He's going to break his back.
Yeah, don't strain yourself.
You know, you see a ferret go to work.
Yeah.
It's not dissimilar, is it? There's one chair underneath all of this that might be of interest.
It's the one at the bottom.
Yeah.
Salvage hunter Drew Pritchard is at Headingham Castle in Essex.
Ooh.
It isn't for sale.
If it's been part of the history of the place, it's been part of the history. We'll
slightly
have to
has,
keep looking then.
Yes, I'm afraid so.
He's in a storage room full of old chairs, and he's checking every single one.
Usually do quite well finding chairs in these old rooms. That's the one that's holding it all up. Oh, go. You're right. Yep. There's nothing in here. And breathe. Unfortunately for me, there is nothing in there that I really want to buy. It's good stuff, and I can make a turn on it, but I just want something better. I want to find the best stuff. Bugger. I think's the word I'm looking for.
Oh.
Despite a heroic effort, Drew hasn't found anything to make the 600-mile round trip worthwhile. The only place...
This is the
Staggering.
armoury
This is
floor.
the garrison.
So what's this now? This is a tea room now, is it?
Well, yes, I mean, this is the sort of modern day of owning a castle is that it's got to have a different use.
Yeah.
You can't keep prisoners here anymore.
So can I have a sift round here
Of course you
then?
can.
See what you've got. There's one table here that's head and shoulders above the rest of them. It's a very basic country house kitchen table. So is this something you're getting rid of, this table? This is another similar to one in the house.
It is similar to the one in the house, and again, it's a sort of dilemma as to whether we let things go, but there's a sort of compromise of being practical as to, where we can keep it.
It's later. Yeah, it's much, much later. This is getting on more 1900.
But is it a commercial thing to you?
It is to me because of...
originally have been used by the cook downstairs for preparing food. The drawers have the original cast iron pulls, and it could be worth around £1,200.
What would it take to buy that then? What would you be happy with?
Well, put some money on the table.
500 quid.
I think at this point I suck my...
Yeah.
You can suck your teeth in, because you can carry on all you like. I'm not going to give you any more money for it.
And I do this. And then
No,
you
you
look.
mustn't say that in public.
I heard that. I'm shocked.
Yeah. But I had a principle, because I'm Scottish, really.
Yeah, and he's going to be Scottish.
You can. Go on, go for it.
Yeah.
Go for it. I'll wait here.
But yeah,
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, it's got to be 750, isn't it?
Ooh, no.
Yeah. Well, I think we'll be.
Suddenly my interest in the table has waned.
Oh,
Go on, say 600.
600.
Whee!
Ouch, am I going to regret that? It's odd when you inherit things that you don't really feel they're yours to sell sometimes. But I think we've found a really nice Victorian table he's got. It'll allow us to use that space much easier. And there has to be a level of compromise letting things go, I think.
1,000 years this building's been here to keep pillagers out. You're in here 1 minute and you've got after furniture.
At last, a deal is struck, which might just be enough to pay for the trip. And before Drew leaves with his booty, Jason has arranged a little surprise to get him properly in the medieval spirit.
Hello.
Come and have a look at the arms and armour. Now, one of you...
It's more like his sort of size, don't you think?
I'm thinking more you. Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay.
Very sorry. There we are, sir.
Do I look good?
Okay.
You look something.
Drew's getting a lesson in medieval combat with a professional Norman knight.
You're in trouble.
He's using an authentic style of sword that weighs around 2 kilos.
God, it almost pulls you over.
I would invite you to strike the shield.
Really?
Okay, yeah.
God, that's really great fun.
For Drew, knight of the kitchen table, battle...
I'm glad you didn't cut mine.
Are you buying all that now? You tried it on?
Can't wait to get it off.
Quick, before my father sees.
Today was wonderful. I really enjoyed it, actually. Just the people, you know, Jason and Demetra are just absolutely charming. Bought one thing, and it's a good thing, and it's also very authentic and untouched, which is exactly what I like. Well, thank you very much. Thanks for having us at your
Great
castle.
to see you. Well, it's been a pleasure.
It's been fantastic.
Drew's been a fantastic company. He's a real crack. And he really knows his stuff. It's been a pleasure showing him around Headingham.
My dream house is that house, half of the house, all of the outbuildings next to a pub.
But you have to keep as well.
And just ride around it. Turn it into a great big obstacle course for a crosser bike.
So it's not like you'd waste it, is it?
No, don't be silly. Hello.
Back at base, it's time to unload the treasure from the castle.
So it's pitch pine, probably made in Scotland, looking at it. It's got that sort of Scottish look about it.
The table is very saleable.
Nice, isn't
It's
it?
good, good
Little metal
size.
tags running on
Nice
the side.
and wide. You're able to put your place settings and then run all your bowls and everything down the middle.
We should have seen the place. It was unbelievable. Oh, and I had to go at sword fighting.
What?
Yeah, you did. Full chainmail and everything.
Oh, Sir Lancelot.
No, it's more Baldric.
Dealership. It's one Drew has never been to before, but he's heard it's full of extraordinary pieces. It's 200 miles away, in Hungerford. The town sits on the edge of the beautiful Essex Downs, but it's not rural landscapes that Drew's interested in. This town has something much more appealing to a salvage hunter. Scores of antique dealers.
There's 2 or 3. Look, there's another one there. Antique dealer. Another one. There's another one.
The antique senses, sensing them, are they?
They're tingling.
Drew will be calling on one of Hungerford's most well-known traders, Stuart Hofgartner. He owns Below Stairs, a courtyard complex of showrooms specialising in 19th and early 20th century antiques. He's been amassing stock on this
cross-section of things, really. I like shop fittings, shop advertising. I like kitchenalia. I like just country artefacts, architectural things. I don't have any trouble buying things. I have a greater trouble sorting them out and letting them go.
He's hoping some of his vast collection will appeal to Drew.
I'm looking forward to meeting him. And, yeah, if he wants to buy, I'll try and sell to him, yeah.
Hello.
Hi, Drew. How are you?
I'm well, mate.
Yeah, good
Nice to meet you.
Yeah,
At
you
last.
too. Yeah. Hi.
How you doing?
Can I have a look?
Yeah, carry on. Yeah, let's go.
I've not been here before, and now I've walked in and immediately think I've made a mistake. I should have been here before.
Ah, thank you.
Very nice. Oh, it's great. So have you been...
Thank you.
So you do a bit of everything, really, then? Or just stuff you like?
I only buy things I like. I don't do paintings, jewellery, all
No.
the serious antique dealers' things.
I don't do paintings, don't do any jewellery, don't do any ceramics at all.
No.
Just like what I like.
Exercise. You don't really
Don't do any exercise.
I don't look bad with no exercise, is it?
Can we have a look in here?
Yeah, sure, yeah.
Fab. T. This is the cleanest shop we've ever been in, am I right?
By a long way.
It's amazing. It is the tidiest antique shop in the world ever. Everything is immaculate, beautifully presented. You've got some cracking stuff in here.
Thank you.
Really nice. Ooh, I like that. That's lovely. The sampler up there. It's got the cover on the front as well.
And I was going to say, that's a roll-down blind to stop it fading.
I've never seen one.
Around the end of the 19th and early 20th century. This one, displaying rogue wheat, is an agricultural teaching aid to educate about which crops to avoid. In mint condition, it could be worth around £900.
I've had a few of them. I had a set of 3 a few years ago, about that size, and then very recently I had a very small one. It sold, bam, like that. That'll do the same if I can get my hands on it.
Well, I'll give you a price on that one if you want.
Go on, you never know.
6 1/4.
Can I think about that one? I think we're pretty close on it.
Okay.
It's a little bit more than I wanted, but... OK, let's go and have a look round somewhere else.
Leaving the corn sampler for the time being, Drew's keen to find items that aren't on display to the public.
Have you got a trade space?
Just has been cleaned, so...
Very little tea's been cleaned, to be frank.
Got a bit of light on in here.
Oh, yeah, now you're talking.
If it's got sold on it, it's sold. But other than that, it's...
Fair enough. Superb stuff. Ooh, I like these. 2 things I saw when I was walking around were a small pair of nickel-plated Art Deco chrome wall lights. Quite simple, pretty basic, but still they've got a look, haven't they?
Mm.
These 1920s wall lights could have originally been either side of a bathroom mirror. Being a pair in good condition adds value. They could resell for around £400.
What sort of money are these, Stuart?
75 the pair, that can be.
Yeah, all of this is good. I'm blown away, actually, just how much stuff you've got. It's
Thank
just super. What's that?
Deco light.
Deco
I haven't got the
ceiling
glass for that, but it's the sort of thing you can put
Yeah.
shop sandblasted glass in and it would look well. You should
Right, to get it down, yeah?
I think it's just hook well. Yep, you're there. I'm not seriously into deco, so
I'm not either, and I've just picked up 2 Deco things.
Yeah.
And I find Deco incredibly hard to sell.
This brass ceiling light is just a frame and will need rewiring and fitting with glass to be saleable. But with all the work done, it could be worth around £450.
I've got to tell you, it's 50 quid.
Oh, it's sold?
Yeah.
Yeah?
Well,
Yeah. Yeah, no,
I think it ought to go on because I'm not going to get round to doing it.
super.
Made his day.
Super. In here?
This will be a good bet next, I think.
Oh, yeah, now you're talking.
Good.
Yeah, good.
I know it should be a showroom, but it fills
Yeah.
up nicely and...
Still looks the part, doesn't it?
Mm.
Oh, these like the look of these. Is that full of drawers as well?
Yes, I haven't had a chance to...
Oh, I see. Yeah, look at that. Whole shell collection. That's nice.
Yeah.
It's my girlfriend, look. Michelle.
Ah, good one. I've not heard that one before.
Tell you something else I can't take my eye off as well. That.
Yeah.
You had that a while?
I have, but purely because I haven't offered it up.
There's a 3/4 length anatomical figure made by Adam Roulet. That isn't one person's name, that's 2 people's names. They were the sort of preeminent makers. They still exist, and so they were one of the first to do it really, really well. And they're highly collectible.
I've got a lot of the parts to go with it.
You have?
I've got the skull cap, and I haven't got that arm. The chest
breastplate, yeah?
lifts off, and I've got lungs and heart, and all if they're either in there or they're not, I can certainly open it up.
This is a good one. Some people might say it's slightly macabre, but I think they're rather beautiful, and they're beautifully made, that's for sure. What are you asking for it?
It needs to be a grand. It needs to be a grand here, I'm afraid.
Pritchard is at an antiques dealer in Hungerford in Berkshire, trawling through shelf upon shelf of fascinating items.
I'm blown away, actually, just how much stuff you've got. It's just super. What are you asking for it?
It needs to be £1,000.
Let's pull it out. Yeah, let's have a look.
The Adam Roulet Company, started in London in 1918, began by supplying real human skulls and skeletons for medical training. They moved into producing highly detailed anatomical models, which are still made today. An early plaster one like this, in mint condition, could be worth around £1,600.
£1,000.
Yeah. I'm afraid.
Yes,
Oh,
I'll
no.
have them. Thank you. Yeah. Lovely. That's a bit of skull. No.
Breast. Kneecap.
Bum.
Oh,
Nice arse. Be lovely with the arm, wouldn't it?
yes.
Still.
Armless, though.
Yeah. Armless. Yeah, I've dated worse.
Drew's not finished yet. In this storeroom, there are plenty more things piquing his interest.
I see a load of false, I call them book boxes. There's lots of different names for them. Can I pass you that, Stuart?
Yeah.
These would be on your bookshelf, and it looks like the spine of a very old book. You open them up, and then they're tin inside, wrapped in cork and paper. And these were for storing insects. They're really desirable. What age are they?
I would have thought a little turn of the century.
These specimen boxes originally came worth around £60 each.
So what we're looking at,
20 quid each on the run. Can't say 50 each now, can I?
yeah, I'll buy all those, thank you very much. However many you've got, we'll take them. Beautiful, love those. And you can buy all that for 20 quid. Well, I can, you can't. These are going to cost you a lot of money. These are nice items. You're going to have to fork out for these.
Pleased with his profitable purchases, Drew wants to take another look at the corn and wheat sampler.
Have you seen one of these before? I've never seen one.
I've seen these, different sizes, but not with the blind. Not with the stop it fading.
That's lovely. Thank you. Lovely item, isn't it?
Yeah, nice.
It's a really beautiful little thing. Wonderful. Happy with that. Right, I think now, load up. And just think everything's really fragile as well.
By load up, you mean you have a bit of a sit down?
Yeah.
Yeah, and I do all the rest.
Yeah.
Drew was just as I imagined, get on him very well, and he's a buyer, and I like selling things. I love buying them, but you've got to sell them sometimes, you know.
Today's been really good. I was able to buy multiple items, all on the money, and I am well pleased, as they say. Have you got somebody that does this better than him? No? The pair of deco wall lights I bought are a little bit basic for us. Well, I don't... You've finished. The Art Deco ceiling light needs minimal work, looks pretty cool. I think my favourite buy of the day was definitely the little insect boxes. I think they are fab, they're super cool, they're great looking, and I think there's plenty of profit left in them for us with minimal work. And every now and again, we've got to have that. I've got a lot of bills to pay, a lot of people to pay. Stuart, thank you so much. Real pleasure.
Well done. You too, Drew. Thanks very
Great
much.
fun. Really enjoyed it. Thank you.
Lovely to meet you.
And you too.
Yeah,
Cheers.
And we will. We say this often.
Yeah, we will.
We'll be back. Yeah. Okay. Thank you.
With £2.5 worth of purchases on board, Drew and T head home.
I enjoyed that.
Lots of
A nice man.
Yes.
Love the shop. I'm jealous, actually. I'd love a little shop like that with a yard and live. Mentally, I'm there. I'm like that all the time. I'm in the zone.
Back in Conwy, it's time to see what the team think of his haul.
You like these, Beck? Look at these. These are from, was it Oxford or Cambridge University?
Oxford, I think.
Oxford. And these were for keeping insects in. And they're beautiful.
They're really cool.
Aren't they nice? 20 quid each.
That's good.
It's fantastic. It's fantastic.
What's great about those boxes is Drew's decided no restoration. No waxing, just a very light clean. We love things like that. Straight off the van, straight into the photography room, straight on the website.
Paid £1,000 for it. I think he's worth, by the time we started him up, I think we'll double our money on him.
Yeah.
Nice arse.
Well, very nice bottom.
Nice arse.
Give you a piece of my mind as well.
The Art Deco ceiling light goes straight to Carl to sort out.
I've noticed something as I'm working on it. There's a lot of engineering designs going into it, but it hasn't been ever finished off. The big clue is when it's mounted to the ceiling. They haven't cut the top of the support poles down from when it's been screwed together. I can't even get a screwdriver through there, let alone 3 cables.
It looks like it's never actually been used as a light, so it needs completely rebuilding. And it's not the only issue. The glass doesn't fit with regular bulbs in.
We're at least 5mm, 6mm too long for the glass to even drop down.
The light is going to need smaller bulbs, which Carl doesn't have in stock, so it's put to one side. Whilst Gavin starts cleaning up the anatomical model with some very technical kit.
I'll try and rebuild him now. Like a horror film now.
And he's found something that will please Drew. He's worked out that one of the pieces is actually the missing arm.
This is the arm I found, but I don't think Drew knows he had it, so I'm just going to have to make some jolly paste up and glue it back on. It's like a glue we use for stone, and now for about 2 minutes and it should go off. He has got his main credential, but I don't think he'll survive without it.
Drew and T are back on the road and heading 80 miles north to the seaside town of Southport in Lancashire. They're visiting an automobile memorabilia business.
You're going to be a happy bunny with the car memorabilia then.
Well, I'm very specific about what I want. And then, remember, we're in this to make money. We've got to be buying stuff to sell, really. I can't just go off buying stuff for myself all the time.
It's never bothered you before.
Well, there is that. Shh, don't tell anybody.
Okay.
Rob Arnold runs one of the UK's leading motoring memorabilia businesses.
Started in the motor trade 45 years ago. I'd always collected automobilia, so it seemed the obvious thing was just a deal in it, and I absolutely love it.
Today, he's showing Drew round another collection.
Here on site today, you'll see all automobilia items going back to 1910, 1920s. There's a lot of things here today that I'm sure that would be interest to any collector, really.
Drew's a collector, but he needs to find items that cross over to his clientele.
Drew, how you doing?
Rob, how are you doing?
Hi, T.
How are you, T?
Good.
Nice to meet you.
Yeah, and you, and you.
Okay.
So, potentially everything's for sale, yeah?
Everything's for sale.
That's good.
You check for?
It's got to be. Well, I'm looking for lighting, signage, anything interesting. It's great looking, you know, it really is. It's just mad, the stuff hanging all from the ceilings everywhere. And it puts you straight in the mind, think, yeah, I'd like a bit of this to do that with it. Do like that. That's good. I've got one of these.
Of course, the first thing that catches Drew's eye is for himself.
I've got exactly that sign.
Yeah.
And I bought it in 1988 for 25 quid. They've gone up a bit since then, I'm fairly sure. I'm a big Volkswagen fan, have quite a few of them. The early stuff, the 50s stuff is all I've got. Just really cool and in very, very good condition.
Nice
Shame it's
sign.
got some paint on it there.
Yeah, but that's patina.
It's not, it's paint.
It's patina.
No, that's patina, that's paint. To get that paint. When it's for my own sort of hobby, I can't go too mad.
This enamelled sign dates from the 1950s and would have hung outside a dealership. It's English and collectible and could be worth around £400.
So where do you want to be on the Volkswagen sign?
You know what we retail it at. We're going to retail that at £500.
Yeah.
But obviously trade, we can come down 350.
350. So 325 sold.
325.
Oh, there you go. Thank you. Marvellous. I know exactly where it'll go. It'll go over the top of my 1952 Beetle in my garage, and it'll look very nice, thank you very much. But I did pay too much money for it. That is a lot of money for that sign.
Now Drew has got to find other items to pay for his personal purchase.
Like the pins on it, I've not seen that before. How does that work then?
It's a rare item. So you put your string round there, then you'd put it round the other one,
Yeah.
and then you'd measure it to tell you how far it is. A distance.
Distance indicator.
Yeah.
Oh, if only all things weren't that simple still. How old-fashioned is that? It's like a cardboard and string sat-nav. So you'd sort of do that and it would tell you how many miles you've got. So how much two-star you need in your Morris Oxford. It's charming.
Could be £300.
Blimey.
You've not seen one before. You've never seen one.
No, I've not.
That is rare. That's got your name on it, to be honest. That's VW. It's got your name on it.
No, it's not specifically for... It's just a chance. You know, it's just a chance that that's going to... This is more me. That one there, I'm not sure how old it is.
I think we could do that at 250.
Right, I'll be leaving that. Yeah.
Is that your last word?
That's my last word. We'll end that conversation
Oh,
there.
right. I thought you might make me an offer.
No.
Oh, right, OK.
Despite the hard sell, Drew isn't biting at Rob's prices on items where he'd be taking a punt. But he soon clocks something that's much more his bag.
These gents' clock, I've just sold the matching one to that. Let's see if it's a slave. If it says the word slave on there, it's come from a factory. So they have one clock, and the timekeeper would go in every day and he'd set that clock. All of the other clocks in the factory would go off that one clock. So if he's right, all the rest are right. So it's a slave to the master clock. And buy a new mechanism, and they cost £100. If it doesn't say slave, we're in the money.
Gents of Leicester, founded in 1872 and still in existence today, is famous for its large clocks, which hang in public buildings all over the world. This clock is not a slave, and in full working order could be worth around £600.
I'll find a price on that. We usually have to
250?
change the... I get $295 for them with the new motor in.
What would you offer me on that?
I'd go 180 on that one.
180.
Yeah.
Salvage expert Drew Pritchard is at an automobilia showroom in Lancashire.
I do like that.
So far, his biggest purchase has been a sign for his personal collector is on to buy items he can turn a profit on. But will Rob accept Drew's bid on the factory clock?
What would you offer me on that?
I'd go 180 on that one.
180.
Yeah.
That's the deal.
Yeah? Okay.
Do that. Yeah.
That's fair. Gives me a margin.
Drew's made one business purchase. He still needs to find more.
So these lamps, what have you got? 8 of those? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. As ever, it's some industrial lighting, and these are very, very small blue industrial enamelled pendant light shades. Very, very simple things. 9 of them together. I need to have lighting for, you know, somebody wants 50 for a massive restaurant, or somebody wants 1 for a bathroom.
These blue Chinese hat lampshades date from the 1920s and would have come from a workshop.
What kind of price on those? I know what I want to pay for them, but we'll see.
Very little, I suppose.
As little as I could. Well,
Very
your trade, so as little as I can get away with.
Yeah, that's right.
That's it.
Yeah.
I'm going to knock them on all the prices. If I knock £5 here, £10 here, and £20 here, over a year, that's tens of thousands of pounds with the amount of stuff we buy. I know. I usually pay £5 a piece.
I thought you was going to say 15.
No.
I thought you was going to say 15.
Tell you what, I'll meet you at £7.50 a piece and we'll take them.
OK.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Fine. Can I have a scoot up this ladder?
Drew needs to get into every dark corner of this warehouse.
Anything of interest?
Oh, it's all interesting. But the problem I've got is I'm having to buy with a different clientele to these guys. God, I've just sold one of those. Exactly that one. T's only been hanging around me for about 35 years now, so he's just starting to pick up the fact of what I'm after. It's taken a while. He's a slow learner. But he found behind there a couple of small inspection lights. I've always been lucky, to be honest, buying these. I've always managed to buy them for very little money. Those two particularly, I've probably got a couple of them in stock, but they're pretty cool. So these would have been in the back of the car.
Yeah.
And just hooked on when you broke down, which you would.
Yeah.
In the old days. And you just hook them up to your battery, or even onto your dashboard by the looks of that one.
Yeah.
That was a bit posher. That one's a better one, I think.
From the early 20th century, these motorists' work lights would have been part of every car's toolkit. Restored and converted into desk lights, they can sell for around £80 each.
I generally pay about 15 quid a pop for them.
15?
Yeah. So just 35 quid a pair.
Yeah, we'll do that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You found those?
Found those, yeah.
No, don't break them. Don't break them.
That's good. I think really...
We'll have to give him a cut of the profit on those.
That never works like that.
Nothing, we'll probably make a loss on those. Today, enjoyed, great, good fun. Bought a couple of very nice pieces for myself and a few bits for work as well. So all in all, pretty good.
It is nice to sell to somebody like Drew because they do appreciate what they're buying. I think Drew's done all right with stuff and, you know, we've moved one or two bits, so I think everybody's happy.
I think one of the things I'm going to make some pretty decent money on is the Gents of Leicester Station Industrial. Done?
Yeah, all in.
Happy?
Yeah.
Marvellous. Thank you very much.
Thank
Pleasure.
you, Drew. Nice
Thank
to
you.
meet
Enjoy
you.
it. Thank you very much.
Cheers.
Nice to see you, boys.
See you soon.
Bye.
Done.
Excellent.
There you go.
Enjoy that?
It's very good. I've just got to make enough profit now to pay for that sign.
Drew and T head back to base with their motoring memorabilia.
Oh. Hello.
Hello, nice and warm for you.
It's lovely, isn't it? Went to the automobilia dealers, collectors, up north, and we bought some odd bits, actually.
Odd cars?
No.
Right.
No.
Oh.
Cheers.
They are, Carlos. I know they're a bit low rent for us at the moment, but, right, we haven't got any in stock.
No.
And this, Carlos. Oh, you love doing these, don't you?
No.
Well, luckily, I've got two.
Thanks.
That one's the better one. It's not as good as the last one we had.
All
Ah, I know where that's going.
How cool is that?
Not on the website. How much you pay for that one?
£325.
Pardon?
Yes.
Can't remember.
That
Did
one.
your heart rule your head there, darling?
No, it was a strictly business decision. I thought it was quite a good buy.
Business decision to keep yourself.
Carl gets to work on the car inspection lights, but quickly discovers that they weren't as good a buy as...
It wasn't designed for an earthing system. We need to put an earth on it. However, this one, we can do.
The first thing is to cut off the old flex. The light is then taken apart, cleaned and polished. It gets new cable and a new bulb.
Hey, nice little lamp.
This lamp gets snapped up by a customer in Essex to decorate his man cave. The blue lamps are bought by a Canadian ice hockey player to use over a pool table. And the Gents clock also makes its way across the Atlantic to a dealer in the States, to in Northern Ireland. And the wheat sampler stays in the trade, going to another dealer. The smaller bulbs have now arrived, so the brass ceiling lamp is complete. And decorating Drew's garage is his VW sign, which takes its place next to the one he bought 27 years ago.
Looks cool?
Yeah.
Excellent.
The table from Hedingham Castle has made its way to a new home with the Marsh family in Sevenoaks in Kent. It's now the centrepiece of their family kitchen.
I think it's nice that we've got history and we know where it's come from. And it breaks up the modern and the whole sharpness of the kitchen. It's great for everyday life, homework, suppers, because we didn't want a formal dining room. We wanted a table that we could be used and be used often.